Master emotional detachment, Marcus Aurelius's Stoic path to inner peace. Throughout the annals of history, Marcus Aurelius emerges as a remarkable figure in the known world. Guided by the principles of Stoicism, he endeavored to lead a life anchored in virtue and ethical standards. Unlike many of his fellow Roman emperors, he consciously chose to resist the numerous temptations that surrounded him. This decision involved steering clear of the excesses of heavy drinking and avoiding the brutal spectacles that were commonplace in the Colosseum. His motivation was deeply rooted in a significant mission that he believed was entrusted to him by fortune: to serve humanity. This mission was not merely a passing thought, it represented a profound commitment that he sought to uphold throughout his reign. To remain faithful to this purpose, Marcus Aurelius recognized the importance of distancing himself from trivial matters or those lacking in wisdom, especially considering the abundance of distractions during his era. Stoicism, the philosophy that Marcus Aurelius cherished, highlights a crucial distinction between what lies within our control and what does not. This idea, eloquently discussed by philosophers like Epictetus, suggests that a vast majority of external events are beyond our direct influence. However, this understanding does not imply that one should withdraw from the world. Rather, it serves as a reminder to acknowledge our limitations and to adopt a pragmatic approach regarding what we can genuinely impact. People often find themselves emotionally entangled in issues beyond their control, inadvertently granting these issues the power to dominate their feelings and actions. When we experience distress, it is frequently because we have invested too much emotional energy into these uncontrollable aspects. Ironically, we may then blame these external forces for our turmoil, overlooking the fact that it was our own emotional investment that granted them such power. By consciously choosing to detach ourselves emotionally from these matters, we can reclaim our autonomy and ensure that our inner tranquility remains intact. Marcus Aurelius excelled at the art of remaining unaffected by external factors, which enabled him to manage the numerous responsibilities and challenges of his emperorship while focusing on the divine mission he believed was bestowed upon him. For him, this mindset was the key to liberation. Some individuals may find that distancing themselves from external distractions allows them to concentrate on meaningful goals, while others might view it as a pathway to achieving a peaceful and untroubled life. When confronted with adversity, which concerns should we set aside? More importantly, how can we effectively do so? This presentation explores and offers a unique perspective on Marcus Aurelius's insights regarding the importance of not overly concerning oneself with unworthy matters. In his reflections, Marcus Aurelius distinctly separates the concepts of the present, past, and future. Within these temporal divisions, the esteemed Roman emperor shares wisdom about our tendencies to either invest too much emotion or misdirect it. To provide a coherent and organized discussion, this piece is structured around these time frames, beginning with insights about the future. Senna insightfully pointed out that our minds often amplify our sufferings far beyond the realities of our situations. This observation underscores how our internal reflections can be the primary source of our anguish. When we contemplate the future, our minds tend to wander, imagining countless potential scenarios, many of which never materialize. We then strategize for these imagined situations while grappling with the discomfort of the unknown. Sometimes, events unfold as we anticipate. However, there are moments when life presents unexpected challenges that we never foresaw. For instance, consider an individual who has carefully planned for a peaceful retirement, only to be blindsided by a life-threatening illness just as they are about to embark on this new chapter. When individuals feel confined by limited time, the sheer variety of possibilities can frequently lead to ongoing worry and anxiety. The spectrum of what might happen is vast, ranging from highly favorable outcomes to the most catastrophic disasters imaginable. People may find themselves haunted by unsettling questions. What if a large-scale global conflict erupts? What if I suddenly lose everything and face total financial collapse? While these scenarios are undeniably possible, they exist only as abstract notions unless they actually occur and become real for us. Since these future events aren't our present reality, they remain confined to our thoughts, living only in our minds as ideas or fears. Our worries about the future mainly arise from our tendency to contemplate or imagine possible scenarios, as the future by itself doesn't physically exist yet, it's just a projection we create mentally. The ancient philosopher Marcus Aurelius taught that our real difficulties and suffering are usually not caused by the future itself, but rather by the way we perceive and react to the present moment. He believed that the anxiety and fear we feel about what's to come are actually experienced right now, in the present, even though they're about events that have yet to happen. There's an interesting paradox here. While we think we're confronting the future in the here and now, by the time that a future arrives, it simply becomes the present. The distress associated with worrying about tomorrow is thus a product of our current concerns and our mental state at this very moment. When we overthink future events, we suffer now, as we mentally live through these possible scenarios and allow them to affect our current mood and outlook. What advice does Marcus Aurelius offer regarding this preoccupation with future worries? Drawing from one of his well-known quotes, "Never let the future disturb you. You will meet it, if you have to, with the same weapons of reason which today arm you against the present." He highlighted that by mastering the present and developing reason and self-control, he would be prepared for whatever challenges the future might bring. Marcus Aurelius warned himself not to get trapped in imagining potential hardships, and instead to focus on what can be managed and influenced at this very moment. By concentrating on the present, he found himself more resilient and able to cope, reasoning that if he could handle today's challenges, he would be equipped to face tomorrow's as well. This mindset is closely linked to the concept of amor fati, which means embracing one's fate while maintaining trust in one's own capacity to endure and adapt. Building on his reflections about life's fleeting nature, Marcus Aurelius also emphasized how brief human life is in the grand sweep of time. For him, both the past and the future were considered beyond our direct influence. Once a moment is gone, it becomes fixed, impossible to change, and the future, being unwritten, is not something we can shape in advance. He famously remarked that human existence is only ever experienced in the present, which is just a tiny fragment of time. Everything else, whether memories or expectations, belongs to the intangible, with the past being only a memory and the future only a hope or fear. Despite this, many people devote a great deal of energy to dwelling on the past or worrying about the future, realms they cannot truly reach. According to Marcus Aurelius, the past holds little real significance for the present moment. While past experiences may influence where we are today and can provide valuable lessons, they are finished and unchangeable. Also, he pointed out, our memories are often shaped by our personal perspectives and may not be entirely accurate. This can lead us to misinterpret or distort our recollection of events. Even so, many people find themselves emotionally attached to the past, replaying old events and sometimes re-experiencing pain associated with them. Some hope that by thinking about the past, they can somehow control or change it, but this is just an illusion. The past is permanent, completely beyond our grasp. All we truly have is the present, and our current interpretation of what has happened before. It's not uncommon to hear people express regrets, wishing they had acted differently or made different choices in the past. But these wishes are based on things we cannot alter. Focusing on what can't be changed only leads to frustration and fruitless longings, with no real benefit. Marcus Aurelius believed it was wiser to focus not on past events themselves, but on how we respond to them. We can't change what has already happened, and in most cases, we couldn't have prevented it even if we wanted to. Life presents us with a myriad of experiences, and it's within our power to choose how we perceive them. Some might view challenging childhoods, lost friendships, or business setbacks as mere misfortunes. However, the Stoic philosopher Marcus Aurelius offered a different perspective. He argued that the true essence of these events lies not in their occurrence but in how we respond to them. For instance, while an event might seem unfortunate, it could ultimately prove beneficial, leaving us unharmed and resilient, neither broken by present struggles nor fearful of the future. Such events are universal, yet not everyone emerges unaffected. This raises a profound question: why label one aspect as adversity and not recognize the other as a blessing? Can an event truly be considered adverse if it doesn't damage our core humanity? Marcus Aurelius contended that events aligned with the natural order of the universe cannot be harmful. If an event doesn't impede our ability to act with virtues like justice, prudence, and honesty, can it genuinely be deemed detrimental? Far from dismissing the past, Marcus Aurelius saw it as a treasure trove of lessons. By observing recurring historical patterns and the cyclical nature of events, he believed we could gain valuable insights to prepare for the future. This perspective allows us to leverage past experiences to navigate potential challenges more effectively. Turning to the present, Marcus Aurelius consistently emphasized its paramount importance, describing it as the only realm where we truly exist. The present offers a unique vantage point, enabling us to reflect on the vast expanse of the past and the uncertain horizon of the future. He was deeply committed to grounding himself in the present, focusing on what he could control immediately. Yet, even when we manage to detach from past burdens and future uncertainties, we often find ourselves preoccupied with trivial concerns in the present. It's common to feel discontent when situations don't align with our expectations, leading to emotions like frustration, sorrow, or hopelessness. Marcus Aurelius believed that allowing ourselves to be emotionally perturbed by life's unpredictable turns was futile. While we can't control external events, our reactions are entirely within our grasp. We become agitated either because we disapprove of current circumstances or because our desires remain unfulfilled. He argued against resisting the inevitable, comparing those who fight against fate to animals resisting sacrifice. For example, we can't prevent conflicts, natural disasters, or the aging process, nor can we always ensure our desires are met. There's no guarantee that our affections will be returned or that life's opportunities will be distributed equally. Yet, we often waste energy resisting unchangeable realities, oscillating between frustration from unmet wishes and despair from unfavorable situations. As a result, the present can become a challenging space, filled with the unpredictable whims of fate. At times, we find ourselves deeply attached to the present, clinging to it out of fear of losing what we have. In doing so, we once again surrender to the unpredictable nature of fortune. Due to our immersion in the transitory nature of our surroundings, we often overlook what truly lies within our control, our decisions, actions, and beliefs. Marcus Aurelius advocated for submitting to the laws of nature, arguing that resisting or resenting them equates to rebellion. Instead, he encouraged understanding and aligning with nature's flow, focusing on adaptation rather than resistance or excessive attachment to our circumstances. In his meditations, Marcus Aurelius proposed a method to truly appreciate the present. He emphasized cherishing what we have rather than lamenting what we lack. However, he cautioned against becoming too complacent or overly content, urging us to maintain a balanced perspective. When something is absent, it essentially means it does not exist. Take a moment to reflect on what you currently possess, especially the things you hold most dear. Consider how much you would yearn for these possessions if they were no longer yours. However, be cautious, do not become so attached that you overvalue what you have, to the point where the potential loss of these things causes you unnecessary suffering. Accepting our current circumstances, particularly during difficult times, can be quite challenging. When faced with persistent hardships, it's natural to wish for a break or relief. Yet, Marcus Aurelius believed that hardships should not lead us to panic or become overwhelmed. Instead, he saw them as valuable opportunities to practice virtue and embody the principles of Stoicism. According to this philosophy, life's true essence isn't found in external luxuries or misfortunes, as both are fleeting and beyond our control. What truly matters, as Stoic thought suggests, is how we respond to the events that unfold around us. Marcus Aurelius emphasized that our focus should be on our attitude and approach to life's challenges. He once remarked that the present moment offers a perfect chance to cultivate virtues such as reason and social harmony, virtues that align humans with the divine. Both humans and gods perceive what happens around them as entirely natural, neither new nor intimidating, but familiar and manageable. That wraps up today's discussion. I sincerely hope you found this content meaningful. If it resonated with you, I would be grateful if you subscribe to the channel. If you've stayed with me until now, please leave a comment saying, "Challenge accepted," so I can acknowledge your engagement. I will be reading all your feedback, and I truly appreciate your time and attention.